Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Trader with me, Break It On. Let's land on Janus. Governor Vyatt's estate, or Vyatt. A lavishly dressed noblewoman in an opulent silk gown watches you with an expectant air, but then gracefully bows her head. Gem-encrusted implants protrude from her arms and neck. I welcome you on behalf of the noble house Vyatt ab Aram. My name is Vistenza Vyatt ab Aram af Coronis. By the grace of the Emperor and the will of rogue trader Theodora von Valancius, I serve as planetary governor and imperial commander-in-chief of this world. Vistenza Vyatt raises her head slightly. Vistenza Vyatt turns to Abelard. In greetings to you, noble Viserion. It has been years since your last visit to Janus. I'm glad to see you again. It is a good sign when a rogue trader seneschal does not visit a subject planet for a long time. Isn't that correct, Lady Vyatt? It means the governor is taking care of all matters, and there's no need for the seneschal to interfere. Vistenza lets out a musical laugh. I hear praise in those words, and I thank you for them. She turns once again to you. In truth, your arrival in the place of the esteemed Lady von Valancius is quite unexpected. Now let's finish with the pleasantries, Governor Vyatt, and move on to the purpose of my visit. Well, let's be straightforward. I mean, those are both straightforward options, 1 and 3. Theodora von Valancius is dead. I'm now head of the dynasty. Such tragic news. I'll see to it that the planet observes a month of mourning.
For Janus!
So he said Janus. And that's where my confusion comes from. So you think it'd be Janus, but yeah. Again, 40k butchers pronunciations left and right, especially Latin. Or the pseudo-Latin that they use.
Will be your downfall. Quick, you will fall.
My faith strengthens me.
Emperor, protect me.
What a rush.
On it. You should have thought twice, but... It's as good success is the only outcome I accept. I'll make it happen.
Don't touch me.
I'll do what it takes.
Do you only have one weapon equipped? What it looks like.
Doubt is for the weak. As the Emperor commands, I act. Eradicate it.
At your beck and call. Indeed.
Let's get to it.
Hanging there, Estate Warden. Is he the only one that survived?
Hold on.
I think so.
Die! 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 Out of my way. Let's make it quick.
Scared yet? Yeah. Show me what you've got.
Trust me.
Yeah, she's missing her weapon.
Killing brings me no pleasure.
That's unfortunate.
As the tenets demand.
I'm here, maggot.
I don't know when that unequipped itself. Not sure what's wrong with Vesper either. I was stunned.
Damn. What was the command again? All right.
Let's see to it.
Stay vigilant.
Oh man. Yeah, that was a terrible idea, buddy.
Time to slaughter someone. No!
Let's get to it.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. I'll do it. This is why I
Here we go.
Alright, Abelard.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. I will do my duty. Victory is imminent. I took care of this one.
Nice. Oh no! Cabela! That's alright, this is only a fight in this area. There is more fights on the planet, or there are more fights on the planet. But, so I can't move them. Okay.
Anything else?
But we go back to the ship before we enter into any of those fights.
Everyone, step aside. But of course, I'm done with this one. I won't object to it. Let's see to it.
Who, if not me? Another enemy down. On it. It's as good as done.
Oh, still a guy over here. Let's try to knock him out of cover at least. Well, back into other cover.
The best defense is a good offense. Consider this
Yeah, try to run away too,
of what's
buddy.
to come.
Follow my lead. Reduced to dust.
Hey, just in time, guys. Your lordship, Emperor preserve us. Are you all right? Where did Governor Vyatt go? The governor is safe, protected by walls and wardens. Please follow me. I'll escort you to her personally. I'll find my own way there. Stand aside. Oh, that's what she already is equipped. Awesome. Oh, it's a two-handed weapon. Wouldn't mind her having a two-handed weapon, actually. I think she has dual weapon combat, so. I think she had one of the, oh, what's it called? Seeker's Blades or something like that. And I think I put both of those into the cargo. Though I'm still not sure why. Sure, we'll just do this for now.
Let us not dawdle.
Not sure why I got unequipped in the first place. I'm not going to fix Adira's injury, because again, there's no other fight in this area. But I am aware of it.
Just as I planned.
So containers marked with the familiar insignia of the Munitorum and additional seals of a forge world unknown to you. Crates contain high-grade weapons, likely made to order. Hotshot last gun.
Keep your wits about you.
Come back to this building later. The most effective representatives of the local flora are assembled in the flower bed. Unfamiliar fruits are ripening on the carefully pruned plants. And talk to this guy again. When is this brainless rabble going to settle down?
Is there money to be made?
have to come back here for a quest later, too. The Governor's Palace is opulent. The gilt finishes and plaster are updated regularly and frequently. It seems too frequently, even for a building situated on the coast.
I always
the
have
mansion.
a backup plan.
We're not going to go to yet. Could be a... Oh, he's not back here yet. We'll also meet with Vyatt. The outside changes. That's because the area's been secured. I have more people to talk to out here. I think there's two notable individuals. There's an administratum clerk and a mechanicus tech priest.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
An otherworldly silence reigns under the arches of the gazebo. Perhaps a sound barrier generator is mounted in the dome. The ivy covering the archway gives off a delicate, heady fragrance, although you do not see any flowers.
The shadows reveal their secrets.
Chains and ropes with shackles on the end can be seen in the water. Something white is also visible through the glimmer. A fragment of bone with marks made by sharp teeth.
Let us not dawdle.
Artist Pendant. Wearer gains +5 fellowship and +10 commerce. If the wearer has dogmatic, adherent, or above, the lore imperium will depend on fellowship instead of intelligence. They gain +10 lore imperium. Warp conductive frame. The Cyber Raven gains +20 willpower and +50% maximum wounds. Whenever it relays a psychic power, it gains 0 temporary wounds. Currently have equipped. Oh, just a straight upgrade.
Who thought that was a good idea?
The cheerfully burbling water gives off a pleasant chill.
Always keep your eye on the price.
Luxurious chapel decorated with symbols of the Emperor. Huge door is locked. The place seems like it was recently disturbed. Dust has been swept from the stones. There is some unidentifiable dirt between the cracks. You notice several thin scratches on the surface. But in the cutscene, that's where the future companion was standing.
Keep your wits about you.
The decorative spire hastily turned into a watchtower is a sure sign of a turbulent situation on the agri-world. There's loot over here.
Failure is just a temporary setback.
Your surprise sounds terribly feigned. Are you truly surprised to learn that the head of the Goldino family is seeking solace in such predictable places? Quite the opposite. I'm appalled the old man hasn't come up with something more original since the incident at their last soiree. I think these are the two talking about the servitor.
I always keep my options open.
In spite of your years, your body and spirit remain strong. Tell me, Amic Abelar, What do you do to train them?
Well, I spent a lot of time running back and forth after the Lord Captain, for a start.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Upon seeing you, the guard at the door lets out a frightened yelp and doubles over into a low bow. Your lordship, the most honorable Donnie Dawson von Valancius. The governor is awaiting you in her office, where she is protected by walls and guards. Would you prefer to meet with her alone or with your entourage? My entourage will accompany me in my meeting with the governor. Didn't know this is actually the way forward. Vistenza Janus Vyatt Ab Aram Af Coronis is fiercely swiping at a data slate, issuing commands into a gilded vox. Upon seeing you, she hurriedly puts away her devices, smooths her skirt, and drops into a deep curtsy. Your lordship, accept my abject apologies for the reprehensible stunt that spoiled the reception. Even in my worst nightmares, I could never have imagined. She flinches when she notices Cabela standing at your side. A death cultist. My, how unexpected. Must someone face severe punishment in the Emperor's name? Someone always does. As for who and when, the Undying One will tell. Bella responds with dignity, seemingly oblivious to how sinister her words sound. Perhaps she doesn't react to Heinrich's as well. I guess he is a Xenos, Ordo Xenos, Inquisitor. You can stop apologizing, Vistenza. I'm not offended. Thank you, your lordship. Believe me, I'm infinitely sorry that the troubles of Janus have reached us even here, the most protected place on Janus. The companion standing next to Vistenza respectfully bows her head. She is doggedly trying not to turn her head toward you, but it is obvious she is watching you through her lowered lashes. One of your wardens helped us in battle. A superb shot. Who was it? You must be referring to Owlcat, our chief ally in the struggle against the rebels. I've turned a blind eye to her horrific mutations given the undoubted advantages she brings. You see, Owlcat comes from the local degenerate stock of this world, and knows Janus like the back of her hand. So she's provided several leads as to where we can find bases and secret storehouses. Although I admit that at times I am tempted to send her away from the estate. Her unnaturalness means that speaking with her always leaves me feeling uneasy. Such a gaunt, unfeminine figure, so tall. Heinrich's expression shifts. Did I hear you correctly, Governor Vyatt? You have a mysterious mutant on your estate at this very moment. One of prodigious height, slight build, with a supernatural talent for shooting. Did the arrival of this helper never give you pause for thought? Allow me to make myself clear. To refuse Owlcat's help in our circumstances would have been incredibly rash. Yes, mutants are creatures abhorrent to the Emperor, and they should be exterminated. But sometimes humanity makes exceptions for those who can serve the Imperium. I'm not concerned that your aide is a mutant. I'm far more concerned that she may be nothing of the sort. Heinrich turns to you. Donnie Dawson, I'd like to meet this helper of Governor Vyatt's without delay, out of professional interest. If you wish to speak to Owlcat, you will find her outside in the orangery, most likely by the gazebo. She prefers to keep her distance from others. What is happening on the planet? Several months ago, uprisings broke out on Janus. I was not even notified at first. Wrapping worms are for wardens to worry about. Alas, I only learned of what was happening after the miscreants began targeting noble families. Vistenza shakes her head. And then it became apparent that what the Administratum's accounts had referred to as unrest were in fact organized attacks on infrastructure and society leaders. They've already brought 13 agri-complexes to a halt. They've now moved on to assassination attempts. My wardens are doggedly tracking down the rebels, but their leaders are slipping from our grasp yet again. Can Janus fulfill its foodstuff supplies under current conditions? I risk angering you, your lordship, but this is nothing compared to shamelessly deceiving you. Let us consider the situation dispassionately. Even the most talented logistics experts of the Administratum are unable to guarantee stable ties when shuttles are wary of landing at the spaceport, and the terrified peasants are indulging a dangerous minority within their ranks. Until the usual order of things is restored on Janus, any trade is nigh impossible. Considering what has occurred, your visit is a true blessing. You see, Janus does not have its own fleet. We could organize a planet-wide search if we had ships at our disposal. Ships like yours, your lordship. Perhaps you'll find a way to support your subjects in their hour of need. I'm sure even approximate coordinates would be sufficient to have the ground forces, the ship's crew, work together to hunt down the enemy. Well, if there are no competent people to be found on Janus, I shall have to handle this myself. I assure you, as soon as the pilots stop being so wary of the ports, and workers no longer dread their next shift in the fields, Janus will promptly reinstate all supply shipments. I'm immeasurably grateful for your help, your lordship. If any of those who attacked the estate had survived, then perhaps they could have been a valuable source of information. But you made an example of them for the rest of the foolish rabble. Vistenza glances at the box. Incidentally, I did overhear the wardens talking about some kind of stranger in the area. Besides that, we still do not know who let those reprobates into the estate. The person who did it might also know something. I, as well as my retinue, are at your service. My secretary is checking the staff as we speak, removing all traces of the attack from the estate. The esteemed Magus, who is responsible for agronomic effort on the planet, is also here. He happened to be visiting this week to deliver his personal report. And of course, there is my aide in the war against the rebels, Owlcat. I have no doubt she'll be delighted to share her knowledge of Janus with your lordship. Footfall Station is on the verge of starvation. Can Janus supply the people there with provisions? Yes and no, your lordship. If the question is, can such an expansive and fertile world as this one feed a few thousand void rats? Of course it can. We lose more provisions to gnawing pests every cycle than those on Footfall could eat in their entire lives. Then can we ship said provisions to Footfall? Not a chance. Any cargo shuttle that leaves the surface will be a target for attack. The rebels will not hesitate to bring it down, sending flaming debris over the capital. Our silos could become targets for sabotage. Food could be poisoned or mined. The logistics of transporting supplies to Footfall will only be possible once the uprising has been completely crushed. Not toward her companion. Who is this person standing next to you? One of my ladies-in-waiting, Amelia. Amelia performs secretarial duties and helps me to remain in constant contact with those families who are most responsible for the productivity and prosperity of Janus. I trust my advisors implicitly, and over time Amelia has become not merely a faithful companion, but almost my shadow. Losing her would be like losing my right hand. Vistenza laughs and gives Amelia an encouraging nod. Amelia drops into a low curtsy. Bathed in the light of your greatness is a true honor, rogue trader. Tell me about Janus. Vistenza leans forward. Janus is a remarkable world, both in terms of its vast potential and in terms of the work that was carried out to transform it into an agri-world. House Vyatt has ruled on Janus for many generations, and each new governor has without fail contributed to the planet's taming. This world was once a wild planet, full of xenobeasts and utterly unsuitable for growing anything. To this day, despite our best efforts, Janus regularly rebels against us. Earthquakes, tsunamis, the emergence of new pests and weeds that invade the arable land. Sometimes I cannot help but think that this world is endowed with consciousness. The consciousness of a capricious and stubborn child who likes to spoil everything that we have achieved. What do you grow on Janus? Mainly Helican flint corn and red turnip. Apart from that, in the southern hemisphere we have set aside vast tracts of land for the Grox population. And of course, I cannot fail to mention the several thousand acres of tilled land given over to cultivating fermentable fruit, for personal use and limited export. Even for an agro-world in the back of Beyond, this place is a real dump. What do you all do here for fun? When you have free time, that is. If you're asking about those of our circle, then let me assure you, there are enough noble families on world to keep boredom at bay. I frequently host guests, your lordship, and my servants arrange suitable entertainments, from parlor concerts to private executions of traitors who break imperial law. I must take my leave.
Let us not dawdle.
Alright, I'm gonna call it here, and next time we'll leave the mansion, and we have a few people to speak to. And we'll go from there. The Fellowship. Good, slap that on. I don't have a necklace equipped on my main character. Not that there was a particularly great one for us. I mean, the temporary wounds is fine. It doesn't stack, but better than nothing. All right, well, I'm gonna call it here, and we've got a plan for next time. So thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.